It's his last chance, and he knows it. Win today, and Arsenal shut the door on Manchester United. Bigger than this right now. Two teams that have dominated the Premiership for more than a decade on collision course again. All eyes on North London this afternoon. It's 29 unbeaten now since the start of the season. If they avoid defeat today, then the Gunners will set another all-time record. It's United, of course, next weekend when the defence of the FA Cup resumes. Let's not forget about the second leg of the Champions League quarter-final against Chelsea. But it's Manchester United today. Any sign of nerves? Not a bit of it. He knows that Manchester United's season is on the line in the next week. Win here today and there's a chance, a slim one, but a chance. But they have to beat Arsenal next week. No surprise that these two fabulous clubs are slugging it out once again. This is Every Inch a Super Sunday. We're live at Highbury with the top Barclaycard Premiership fixture of the season so far. It's Arsenal against Manchester United. Of course, there is another factor that shouldn't be forgotten this season, and that is Chelsea's challenge. If United win here, there is a chance. It is a very slim chance. But if that happens, then Chelsea will really start to believe that perhaps they can catch the Gunners. Thumping good win against Wolves yesterday, thanks largely to Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. But they are just 6 points back. And they believe that they could close a gap like that. Manchester United sit 12 back as we start the afternoon here.
Everyone wanted to beat them, but not many did. Don Revie's Leeds had won almost everything, but by 1973, some believed their best days were over. The manager disagreed.
Don Revie had said to a couple of the senior players, like Billy, like Johnny Giles, we're going to have a bash again through this season undefeated. Prove everybody wrong.
At Stamford Bridge, they set a record 20-match unbeaten start. Every ground was a sellout as the run kept on going.
Every single game you played was packed. I mean, the away games were unbelievable. There was full houses everywhere you went, and like thousands locked out. A lot of grounds that you went to as well. So the whole thing was becoming, once the ball started rolling, we got a lot of fun.
At the old Victoria ground, they went 2-0 up against Stoke. The run looked set to reach 30 games. But the home side hit back with 3 goals themselves.
We had a little poor run round about them. We lost a couple of games, drew a couple of games, and a league championship that we were absolutely romping. All of a sudden Liverpool caught us up, although we were
a fantastic achievement by everybody.
Going so long unbeaten's not the only thing Arsene Wenger's players have in common with those great Leeds and Liverpool sides.
When they score a goal, how much it means to everybody, and how they celebrate it, and how much of a togetherness they've got. And they have that, and that brings back memories.
You know, we're all British players and a terrific team spirit, and we all gel together now. He's got a terrific team spirit at Arsenal, but he's done it with a lot of different nationalities, and that's a tremendous achievement.
With just 9 games left this season, will anyone end their run?
If they beat Manchester United, they could go through the full season undefeated, which would be, well, that'd be pretty sensational.
Liverpool lost it at Everton, ironically. Arsenal play Manchester United. Can they get past that 29-game marker?
The way we're playing at the moment, we look unbeatable, so hopefully that we could continue.
Best team in England at the moment, and we're going to do it. But any doubt, it'll stand for years.
I don't think we'll lose today. If anything, it'll be a draw or a win. I think we could go unbeaten all season, but who knows?
But I think we'll break the record, but it'll be a 1-1. But there, from there onwards, well, I think we could stretch the record even further.
We might go the whole season unbeaten. Hope so. Come on, you Gunners.
If they do make it 30, they'll be underlining what a lot of very good judges have been saying about them recently.
Well, they're at a different level, aren't they? The pace, the ability and the strength and everything about them, they've got the lot.
They sit proudly at the top of the league and they deserve to be there. We look at their players, we look at the way they play, and hopefully we can take a lot from it.
The truth is on the table, and the table now is Arsenal the best.
To be consistent as they have been through 29 football matches leaves everybody else behind. The Liverpools and the Leeds were great sides, but I don't think they had the competition that these lads have had.
Anelka. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Vieira! Absolutely fantastic! Sheringham! He's got another one! In the Premiership and Old Trafford. Bergkamp, Ljungberg, 1-0 to Arsenal. It's holding off here, I tell you. Yeah, and Keane. Roy Keane gets a second. It's 6, Arsenal 1. Arsenal have scored yet again in the Premiership, and this could be the most crucial goal of all. Van Nistelrooy bears down on goal, finds the goal. The Premiership pendulum swings Manchester United's way. To get an equaliser here, and Ashley Cole. Oh, it's in! All right, he's in. And Arsenal lead Manchester United by 2 goals to 1. Oh, it's a free header back post. Ryan Giggs. What a game this is turning out to be. flourish of an elbow by Sol Campbell. It's a red card. That tells you how happy Manchester United are. 2-2 at Highbury.
Stars come out. Hey, now those of us who are into music know that that's Judge Jules, who's doing a set, I think is the right phraseology. Beneath
somebody told you his name. That's scandalous.
Beneath the main stand here. He's the top boy. Well, one of them. Spoonie wouldn't like to hear me say that. We're at Highbury this afternoon with Arsenal and Manchester United. Can Manchester United win here today? United and Arsenal met at Old Trafford in September. There were no goals, points were shared, although Van Nistelrooy should have won it.
Oh, he's missed it! He has hit the bar!
The Gunners went on to beat Newcastle, Liverpool, and with a little help, Chelsea by mid-October. And they've gone top. A week later, United lost 3-1 at home to Fulham. They dropped to third. In November, they went to the Bridge.
Here goes Lampard, and scores!
Chelsea won, and they went top. Arsenal were sitting comfortably in second. Even when they weren't at their best, they weren't losing. But then United hit form. Just before Christmas, the Derby win at Old Trafford, one of 6 straight wins. They went to the top, a point clear of Arsenal and Chelsea. But as Rio Ferdinand limped off into his 8th month ban at the end of January, United's purple patch ended. They lost at Wolves.
We've always reacted well to disappointing defeats in the past, and then that's what we expect to do again.
Arsenal took advantage 24 hours later. Henry too quick for Villa. Now the Gunners had gone above United. Chelsea still third. And Arsenal went from strength to strength. United were letting in more goals than usual, but still winning until Middlesbrough went to Old Trafford.
Job! Oh, he scored! It's been a shaky head kind of night here.
Arsenal just kept on winning. They were too good for Chelsea. A win at the Bridge put them 7 points clear of United.
We are not overconfident. I feel we want, of course, to do well, to win the games, but not overconfident, no.
2 weeks ago, they went to Blackburn, where their title hopes floundered last season, but there were no mistakes this time. Things were going from bad.
It was a terrible result for us, and you can't mask that.
Last week, the Gunners eased past Bolton. And that's how the race looks right now, with Arsenal in the box seat, 6 points clear of Chelsea, who have played 1 game more, of course, right now, and 12 clear of Manchester United. United win here.
They go through it all again. Arsenal and Manchester United at Villa Park next Saturday in the FA Cup. But this is about the Premiership, and little time for Arsenal to reflect on Wednesday's European game, played at the English pace, an absorbing spectacle, because this challenge, the next challenge, is just as mighty. It's Roy Keane and Manchester United. The defending champions may have dropped their guard to others, but this does give United the opportunity to show the league leaders that all is not finally in place in this season's Premiership, despite all the good omens for Arsenal, despite how good the league table is looking at the moment. And I think first and foremost, Andy, United would love to be the team that ends this extraordinary Arsenal feat of still avoiding defeat this late in a league season.
Well, if we think that they haven't really got much to play for in the league, we assume that Arsenal are not going to let them catch them. And what better way to not round up the season, but to make a point, just to lay down a marker, if you like, that this team and that captain there of Manchester United are far from finished.
But look at it from Arsenal's point of view. If they win, they go 15 points ahead of United with only 8 games to play and the lead over Chelsea, and that's significant. We mustn't rule out Chelsea in this equation. That lead would be back to 9. Well, he's done something, Patrick Vieira. He's got a word out of Roy Keane in the tunnel. We've seen men like Alan Shearer. It's been stony-faced all the time, hasn't it?
It was a reluctant word, Mr. Tyler, a reluctant word.
So here we are, Manchester United's first visit to Highbury for 11 months. Since the night they virtually took the title from Arsenal. Now they have to win today to stand any chance of keeping it. It should be a stunning spectacle. Arsenal move from the Champions League to facing the champions in the league. It's Arsenal against Manchester United. It is live for you all right after this break. Well, Manchester United would not have wanted it, but they have had a free week to prepare for this. Arsene Wenger's side away in Europe in midweek, but at least they've never had such a short journey home. Well, it's Arsenal. Played 29, won 22, drawn 7, lost none. Game number 30. Did for Leeds in 1974, for Liverpool in 1988. Both those godlike teams did go on to win their championships, and by impressive margins. But it is an amazing coincidence that standing between Arsenal and a unique feat in English football are their greatest rivals in the Wenger era and the most successful Premiership team of all time. Here's John O'Shea.
Well, they may be the most successful side without a doubt, but there will be 1 or 2 nervous players in Manchester United shirts early on in this game, and that's unusual.
That's a hopeful ball by Gary Neville, but Paul Scholes pursuing it with real vigour and a real sense of opportunity. Arsenal were twisting and turning and certainly not dealing with the threat.
Well, it looked a little sloppy. Straightforward ball, should be dealt with by Toure, who, well, makes an unusual error for him. He's been pretty much faultless all season, Kolo Toure. Just couldn't get enough on it, Paul Scholes. An early indication that maybe Paul Scholes is going to play a little bit further forward. And I thought maybe early on he would sit a little deeper, supplement the midfield a little. But maybe Sir Alex said, why should they?
Graham Poll is taking charge of a Highbury match for the first time since December 2001. It was a controversial occasion against Newcastle. A couple of red cards, a penalty against Arsenal, an outburst at the final whistle by Thierry Henry that led to a 3-match ban. Vieira. Here's Ryan Giggs. He moved more recently back to the left-hand side where he really has made his name. But there are question marks being asked about members of that golden generation from Old Trafford, including Giggs, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville. They've run miles and miles in the cause of Manchester United.
I think they've got a few left in the tank. I have to say I agree with Steve McLaren talking to him earlier that the hunger and desire he felt was still in those players that you mentioned.
And we got to put Roy Keane into that category as well, a sign player, but obviously a little longer in the tooth now. His appearance is rationed, but always first on the team sheet if fit for games like this. And Manchester United have a corner. And they have begun here at Highbury with the expected sense of purpose. Last home game here for Arsenal. Bolton got a goal from a corner from this position. Bent in towards Lehmann, who didn't deal with this one either.
That's another corner. No, if there is a question mark about Jens Lehmann, it has been that area. Coming into crowds. Hasn't been convincing. Not dominant, I don't think. Doesn't clean it out the way goalkeeper should. So why not expect this one to be dumped in pretty much the same area if Ryan Giggs can.
John O'Shea is there. Wes Brown, number 6. It's deeper. It's up in the air a little longer. Lehmann gets his fist to it. He's learning not to naturally protest about any sort of physical treatment in this league. Now, having got the ball, trying to springboard an Arsenal counter-attack.
What a chance as well. Exactly what Arsenal would have liked. Defending deep at a corner, goalkeeper gets it, and suddenly the left-hand side, Perez and Henry are breaking into space with the ball. Poor throw from the goalkeeper.
Keane. Edu, chance for Arsenal really to get going for the first time. Freddie Ljungberg, who has a very good record against Manchester United. He scored 4 times against them, starting 10 minutes or so into his debut. Had a real chance to run Roy Keane then, and just got his geometry wrong. Normal, excellent conditions underfoot here at Highbury. The weather's very good. The wind of last few days has died, and it's just a perfect day for a meeting between two clubs where you expect great action, sometimes some reaction that has a consequence or two. 6 months now since the mayhem in Manchester. 7 players were cited after the last league meeting by the Football Association. 4 Arsenal players were suspended. Breaks for Perez. He's been in tip-top form recently and is immediately asking a question of Manchester United.
Well, Brown's first tackle on Henry was excellent. Goalkeeper's got a little problem with his arm. The tackle against Perez, not so good from Wes Brown. And the one thing you do know, and it's the area of the team that's uncertain at the moment, how Manchester United will defend. If they're not at their best today, I don't think they'll win the game. Simple as that.
It's a waste of a decent opportunity to just put a question mark perhaps in Roy Carroll's mind. He's played here before, but not in the Premiership. But then he is a lucky charm in the league for Manchester United. They have never lost when he's been in their goal in Premiership play. Campbell taking Van Nistelrooy there. And I guess with Martin Keown not on the pitch today and not available from the bench, we might have a calmer occasion. Reyes, his 3rd start in the league.
Yeah, they're looking for handball there against Wes Brown, but Graham Paul decided it's a throw-in. That'll be an interesting little tussle far side. Fletcher against Clichy. Something that we might see quite a lot of in the Premiership in the future.
Brown. Henry had an eye on the ball, wasn't quite aware of John O'Shea's presence. Aaron Fletcher is a fine young footballer who passes the ball well and has picked out Van Nistelrooy, who's under challenge but still got it to Giggs. O'Shea. Keane's taken a position where he can let fly. He still needs 1 goal for his 50 for Manchester United. Paul Scholes unwittingly prevents the possibility of it there. good pals, international colleagues, Thierry Henry and Mikael Silvestre.
Cracking start to the game. Great tempo. Good atmosphere.
Well, already Lehmann's had an injury problem. Kolo Touré now has a spot of trouble. You just wonder, Andy, what we'd be looking at league table-wise if Ruud van Nistelrooy had put away that penalty against Arsenal.
It's one of those we'll never know.
There's somebody's souvenir of that match at Old Trafford in September. Ljungberg, no flag, and no goal because Wes Brown came to the rescue.
Brilliant defender. Absolutely brilliant. He's made 2 or 3 already, Wes Brown, in the opening 8 or so minutes. 2 fabulous tackles.
Henry, Ljungberg tries again. And in the end, he just tried to give Carroll the eyes, I think.
Well, what he had was no real support. I think he's only got one option, and that's Jose Reyes. But they're just all over the shop here at the minute. Mikael Silvestre, he's been very uncertain. This is really poor defending from the Frenchman, and he didn't have an option, so he took the shot on. Save was a comfortable one, to be fair.
Perez with the corner. Carroll helps it on its way. And Nistelrooy will keep it in here. They've scored some splendid counter-attacking goals here at Highbury, Manchester United. Remember, Van Nistelrooy himself got one in the 2-2 draw, opened the scoring in April. And they couldn't quite get away with the pace and the support. Tremendous piece of defending by a player who's had to deal with some criticism.
They work the ball brilliantly here. Again, I don't think that's good defending from Mikael Silvestre. He's right on the shoulder. He doesn't mess about. He only has one touch and then he's hitting this. But look at that for a wonderful challenge from Brown.
Yes, there was a despairing arm up by Gary Neville, hoping for offside. He wasn't going to get that. Brown went for the ball and got it, as Silvestre has done here. By Clichy. Perez.
Use of the ball is so important when teams of this quality play each other.
Talk about Giggs running miles. That hasn't always been towards the opposition goal either. He chased back there in the nick of time. That pass could have so easily got through to Lauren. Vieira's tackle. Giggs with the ball forward. Perez. Bright opening 10 minutes. Lauren. Yeah, committed himself, Silvestre there, and could get there before Henry. Just. O'Shea.
That's a dangerous ball.
Edu. Reyes. Showing a little bit of his left-sidedness in the end.
Right, this is the ball that causes the problem. I mean, that is a really dangerous ball, playing that when the amount of red shirts that are around you. You know, these players want to play. They don't want to be seen just to put the foot through the ball. Understand that, but sometimes you have to.
Ljungberg chasing back. Graham Poll shakes his head. Ryan Giggs might have been a bit unlucky then.
I think he was. It's been a cracking start to the game. Nothing negative in any shape or form to the start of this game.
Fletcher. Realising he had some space of his own to try and utilise. Eric Djemba starting in the Premiership for the first time since the 1st of November. Lehmann. The most convincing piece of play, and Arsenal had lost a corner here.
You just wonder if Sir Alex has said to his team, you need to keep the tempo of this game high at all times. If Arsenal against Chelsea have suffered a little, then the higher the tempo, then maybe it'll just have an effect on Arsenal. It's unlikely, but you never know.
It's Played deep to Djemba. Oh, fantastic play by the midfield man for Manchester United and by Jens Lehmann in the Arsenal goal.
Stunning effort, fantastic save.
But in keeping with the way this game has started. Fletcher with another chance. Causing Arsenal trouble from the corner. Another variety for Manchester United. To Giggs. Djemba. Scholes not closed down, or not quickly enough in the first place, but he hit the ball against Pires. They've come from Manchester on a mission. That's the evidence of the opening 13 minutes or so here. Scholes. Pires wriggling out of trouble. Edu. Ljungberg cropping up left of centre. Lauren in space on the right, but Edu looking for the runner. Reyes who's offside.
Well, that would have been interesting. It might well have been a penalty, you know. Neither goalkeeper nor Reyes knew the flag was up. What a big decision this would have been. It's close. John O'Shea, but probably just right. But as he nicks it past him there, look at that. That was an absolute certain penalty. Had the flag not gone up. But what a strike this is. The biggest danger is losing possession and being swamped. But he... beautiful skill, wonderful volley. Oh, it's a pretty good save from Jens Lehmann.
That's a very good save, because he could easily have seen that late. The players that were trying to curb Djemba on the edge of the area. Here's Reyes taking it past Brown. And Roy Carroll stops Jose Antonio Reyes celebrating what would have been a first league goal for the club.
Well, I hope this doesn't stop. It's been an absolute stunning start to the opening 15 minutes. Great feet from Reyes, but a poor finish. He looks to side foot that. That's just top power. At that kind of angle, get your foot behind it, drill it with a bit of pace.
Henry's corner. It was Ljungberg. I think the free kick probably would not have counted.
He's given a free kick, but I'm not so sure they do an awful lot wrong apart from just stand there. The goalkeeper. Free kick given against Ljungberg. Is he backing in, is he? You know, there's contact, and invariably goalkeepers get the benefit of whatever little doubts in there.
Toure. Scholes on the loose ball. Here's O'Shea. Silvestre. Giggs offside.
I think what's made the start so good is that there aren't many teams that come to Highbury and take Arsenal on. I mean, from first whistle. And I think Sir Alex Ferguson has maybe said to his players, hey, remember what you've achieved over the last 10 years. Remember what you've won.
Believe it or not, Andy, they're 3 points better off than they were at this stage last season.
It's Arsenal who have raised the bar. There's no doubt about that.
That's why any criticism has to be looked at very closely. Another priority, really, for Manchester United is make sure they finish second. Obviously, Chelsea fans will be hoping that it's an away win here. Not worrying about United coming from behind, but it would keep Arsenal 6 points. It is the gap between 1 and 2. Edu, ball played. Graham Poll was perfectly placed. And Scholes is really working in the attacking third for Manchester United. Been one or two comments attributed to Paul Scholes about chopping and changing his position again, and it's not made him happy with his general level of form.
Yeah, you can understand that at times. The boy's a talent, a huge talent. One of the most gifted English players has been around in the Premiership. And that is no doubt.
Just for the record, Andy, the last 9 games, United have taken 12 points, Arsenal a maximum of 27. I know. But it just shows what a 9-game period can do. And Arsenal, I can tell you, are taking absolutely nothing for granted. Taking the pats on the back, enjoying the praise, but it's the prize that's not yet in the bag. Prizes there.
Yeah, prizes, absolutely.
Campbell. Glanced on by Henry, but Clichy, who's got coal-like pace from left back, be assured of that. Couldn't quite get there that time. He's in quickly there. Tim Howard, incidentally, has been left out now for a second successive game. Nick Ferguson pointing out that he played a full season in the United States before Manchester United signed him. He's had virtually a year without any respite. And it's just a little bit of that he's been given at the moment. They don't have any worries about his long-term future at Old Trafford.
He's just got a little bit of space, Djemba from that throw-in.
Scholes. Fletcher. Here's Gary Neville. Arsenal lining up to head it away, and Sol Campbell might be just saying to Patrick Vieira, "What are you doing in there? It's my area." Progress down the right-hand side, and a hoisted cross by Gary Neville. Very well snared by Lehmann.
Yeah, good clean catch. And then Djemba and Roy Keane, they've got two players in the centre of midfield who will, I don't think, go past the ball too often. They'll back it up, they'll get tackles in, they'll win it. And then I think it's down to Fletcher and Giggs to supplement the front two for Alex Ferguson's side.
Toure. Scholes saw it coming. So too did O'Shea. Toure tries again. Caught in two minds, I think.
It's just what's so impressive about this league, the Premiership. It's at the pace of the game that players have to control and move the ball and do things. I don't care what anyone says, it's just quicker when you see a game like this in any other country.
It's the best value for money league. Of that, I have absolutely no doubts. You can talk about technique and maybe approach. It's been a privilege for me to broadcast from the top division in England for a number of years, and this is settling down into a match right up there with any of the very best from the recent past. Edu. Reyes showing that he can do a Bergkamp, come and get it to feet. Henry nicked it away from Silvestre. Reyes, Pires to tee up Vieira. Now Lauren joining in, plenty forward for Arsenal here. Keane raised the leg to good effect.
No, referee says no. Play on, he made the decision.
And here's Giggs.
Arsenal fans are furious, but referee said no right away. There was no indication from Graham Pollard it was a free kick.
Could he have heard another whistle?
No, Elijah put his flag up, Martin, and everyone stopped. That's what it was down in front of us.
O'Shea. Campbell. Arsenal have won all their home games in the Premiership bar 2. Portsmouth and Fulham. Fulham that included Louis Saha. He's on the Manchester United bench today. They have got draws at Highbury this season. Saha's had Achilles tendon trouble. But Sir Alex Ferguson telling us before the game that he might get half an hour or 20 minutes out of him. And obviously he's a big candidate to play in the semi-final of the FA Cup when the two clubs meet next Saturday. Up goes Campbell, hasn't scored since August. Ruud van Nistelrooy hasn't scored in his last 4 league games. That's unusual. He's been followed by the player cam through a Sky Digital viewer.
But he did get a fabulous goal here, this fixture last season.
Which is his only goal against Arsenal. Halfway through the first half. Fletcher, but Edu on him in a flash. Reyes. Lundberg has stayed down. Henry to strike it!
Yeah, it's a corner, but I can only think it's come off Djemba then, who launched into a tackle. But just 1 or 2 miscontrols, mistimed tackles have caused Manchester United a problem. A good interception there, but Djemba just gets round. It looked like it was always going wide. Good power in the shot.
The majority for Arsenal coming from the edge of the penalty area. One of whom is Campbell, only another corner.
Might have been. The referee's not best positioned to see this because he's behind the play. And it was one of those that Campbell heads and it looks like it come off a defender's head and on the way up and over. But you see where Graham Paul is. It's difficult to decide. Look at that though. Look at the players going in there. How on earth do you judge it? In goes Campbell. Yeah. Sort that one out. I'll give a goal kick.
You and Graham Paul. O'Shea, Scholes. Scholes, it's a great idea. And get Giggs in behind. And now Paul Scholes is going to be picked out by the referee.
I think that's harsh. That's a nothing challenge. It's in the middle of his own half. That's a nothing challenge. I'm surprised at that. If you see someone sent off for 2 of those, you'd be really disappointed.
That's the threat that's hanging over Paul Scholes now.
It's been a good little spell this last 10, 12 minutes or so for Arsenal on the home side.
You know, they have been quite twitchy here in their last 2 league games, Andy. The majority of the ball here. They've done well in the first half against Charlton and against Bolton, but have ended the match winning, but rather hanging on. Scholes again. Mira spotting Reyes, and he's been brought down. Gary Neville trying to indicate that it was a dive from the Spaniard.
Well, that looks the worst tackle by far. By far. And what Paul Scholes is good for. He goes to ground, he's late, doesn't get the ball.
Well, the retribution isn't coming from the referee, but it might be coming from Thierry Henry.
Well, this is his area, this is his angle. How deliberately he's placed the ball. Was it Blackburn last week?
It was Blackburn.
Charlton run about this area. There's been a few from just left of the post.
All back for the team in all black. Henry. Roy Carroll read his intentions. He was on the move.
Well, it makes it save comfortable when you guess. Not guess, but you gamble. He waits till it's struck actually the goalkeeper, and it's middle of goalish. It's not really threatening the post. It's comfortable.
And Roy Keane has just got up. He's looking daggers at the referee because he was caught by Reyes, but it wasn't dissimilar to the Gary Neville challenge.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. When a referee books somebody like Paul Scholes for what he did, and then he lets away 2 tackles like that, you just wonder what's happening. But there's been a few times we've ended up talking about the referee in big matches. I hope we don't mention him too much today, apart from he's had a good game, because we haven't noticed him, and the players have gone on with it.
Clichy. Henry nudged into the stride of Pires. Fletcher trying to help Gary Neville. Vieira. Over a year now since he last scored at Highbury. Backfield from Pires. And from Clichy, a header from a long way out from Henry. And now it's United's turn with O'Shea. But
it has to be better than that. That's the thing about the last 10-15 minutes when you see the possession that that Arsenal have enjoyed, is that they've used it better.
I can understand the slip of the tongue, Andy, because there are lots of thoughts of Chelsea here. Of course, there's the Champions League second leg quarter-final to come, and that's Keane. Ruud van Nistelrooy is trying to get the referee's attention here.
No, Wes Brown's flat out, yeah. Well, this has got to do. He's tracked Henry this far, this deep, and the ball was played up to him. But this is the run. You tell me why that's not a booking, Mr. Tyler. Go on. You've been doing this game a lot longer than me.
Well, I can't.
Oh. Well, that's just the elbow strikes him right in the point of the jaw. Don't think there's anything deliberate in that, but it would have been painful. It's just warming up now. One or two tackles going in.
Paul Scholes, but when he stayed on his feet, and the 3 subsequent tackles we've talked about, the players are sliding in along the ground, which is usually the giveaway for the referee. Anyway, certainly a foul by Keane. Certainly a free kick for Arsenal. Now, this time Roy Carroll, who read the mind of Henry, well, he was going to have a decision to make whether Henry was going to be involved again, but Henry's walked away, and it is Edu.
Duck!
Hardly true to the Brazilian tradition of free kicks. He did score, of course, at Old Trafford in the FA Cup against United last season. He needed a deflection for that. He'd have been helped by a deflection then, but
he needed a low-flying eagle to get struck with that and deflect at anything. Not his best. Arsenal are forcing this at the moment.
Van Nistelrooy. Fletcher. Pires, a little tentative, and Gary Neville certainly wasn't. Shake of the head, Manchester United with arms raised. Graham Poll said no. Fletcher, the reaction on the far side from Arsenal supporters is against Gary Neville's style of fall, but Pires was the player who got Arsenal in trouble.
He didn't have. It's a bit rich. Pires goes up and had a go at him. Felt it was a rather theatrical tumble to the ground. Poacher turned gamekeeper there for. But this is when he loses it. Now there's a tangle of legs and he goes past, but he's going to the ground much like he did against Manchester City a little early. Referee got that right.
He didn't beat the ground in annoyance this time, did he?
He learnt.
Square up to anybody. Vieira. Graham Poll was only a few yards away. Manchester United are very protective of Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's been the centre of several flashpoints in Arsenal United games in the past.
Pires and Gary Neville are having a rattle. Now the managers are having their say as well.
Well, it was Vieira's tackle and Van Nistelrooy's reaction to it.
He's just gone over the top. He's got the ball, but it's one of those where you ride the top of the ball. Certainly catches Van Nistelrooy.
Vieira red-carded, of course, at Old Trafford after an incident involving Ruud van Nistelrooy. eyes are out on Stokes.
Oh, yes.
Not been in keeping with the general tenor of the play to this point, but it's always close to the surface. And Arsenal meet Manchester United. Giggs takes the free kick. O'Shea. Edu. Van Nistelrooy is back in the thick of it. Clichy. Arsenal have had only one player sent off in the league since Vieira was sent packing at Manchester United. That was Ashley Cole at Leicester. That suggests maybe that the Gunners have got the message. They took all those punishments on the chin, big fines for the club and for the culprits.
Yeah, I think they responded well. Full marks to them for that.
Reyes, certainly confidence flooding through his performance, but the referee said that he's gone down too cheaply. Giggs. Scholes. Now O'Shea. Djemba.
Lucky boy, lucky boy. He isn't going to get that time. Not in this match, not today.
No time to dwell on it either, because Silvestre whipped into the free kick. Fletcher. Showing, as he did at Chelsea, that he can defend. Edu. Brown's way. Giggs straying from the left-hand side. And still going, Ryan Giggs. And it's Scholes with a chance, and he's made a real mess of it.
Well, if I could have given you one Manchester United player you'd want to be coming onto that, who would it have been?
He'd have been top of the list.
Yeah. But this is, I just cannot emphasise, I don't know, I hope people at home are getting to grips with just how fast this game has been. The tempo has been up. It's a fabulous run from Ryan Giggs. Skips past three defenders. Giggs, Scholes. Normally there's a finish on the end of it.
Bergkamp moves on to Patrick Vieira. If you're a Sky digital viewer. Ljungberg, who's in the Sweden squad to face England on Wednesday. Plenty of talking points in the party announced by Sven-Göran Eriksson. Looking at a number of Arsenal and Manchester United players. Clichy. Pires. Edu. Djemba standing up to him well. Not well enough.
Well, I don't think he's having his best day, the referee, you have to, I have to say. I don't know whether it's just the way they've found themselves at the moment, but it looks like Sir Alex Ferguson has just changed it. Paul Scholes has, just for the last couple of minutes, played on the left-hand side. Ryan Giggs, more central. Whether he's decided he wants a bit more direct running up top.
Pires. This is Henry for Pires. It's one of those trademark curlers. Hurled out by Carroll. Now, Roy Keane made that possible. Fletcher. And for Djemba, who's an established international player, remember. He's stopped by one of even greater stock. Keane and Scholes. Talk about the midweek international action. Sky Sports 1 for Sweden against England at 7. Sky Sports 2, the Republic of Ireland against the very good Czech Republic side. Sky Sports 3, Scotland against Romania. Who pays your money, who takes your choice.
Another shake of the head. Not the first player, normally be the last. That's disagreed with the decision so far. It's a day for brave players, and it might sound daft, but players who want to pass, players who want to receive it in areas where they're under pressure.
He has set such standards for himself with his 2 FA Cup goals here against the Chelsea. And of course he played instead of Henry. Now he's with Henry. And that's the great Bergkamp who's on the bench. And he won't be pleased about that. He's re-established his credentials with Arsene Wenger. He's still got plenty to offer here, coming towards the end of his current contract, and another one likely to be on the table. At Dennis's age, it is very much year by year at the top clubs. Another Dennis Irwin, going several one-year deals at Manchester United. This is Lauren. Brown. Pires to strike it. Good blocking by Manchester United. Van Nistelrooy. Isha using his speed, but it runs Djemba's way. Giggs.
No, you've got to be quick, haven't you? Everything you do, invariably is done at pace.
Djemba. Scholes. How can he hit this one? Toure made sure it didn't get very far. Campbell. It is the most compelling of contests here at Highbury. 5 minutes in it before half-time. Fletcher. Campbell able to take it down. He's keen in quickly on Reyes. Ljungberg able to turn. Arsenal able to break. Henry. Carroll hesitates. Down goes Henry. And Manchester United's reaction was to accuse Henry of diving. Graham Poll, who has the power to punish it if that is the case.
Well, what I do know, he squandered a chance. A glorious opportunity on his strong side. The last thing I thought he would be doing is that. Leg goes out and he goes over like Gary Neville rather easily there. But I'm so surprised he hasn't taken the shot on right away. Strong side, goalkeeper half and half. Neither came nor stayed back. Roy Carroll. What a chance.
The outcome was a corner for Arsenal. I don't think half-time is long enough for all the talking points, but we'll do our best. Just looked as though that was going to drop towards Kolo Toure. Pires. Now started to come, stayed back. As Brown gets to it. Giggs pushing Pires blatantly. He's trying to get there to stop. First and foremost, Pires crossing it. Then Pires had the thought of getting a corner. It's certainly a free kick.
Yeah, as soon as he felt the contact, he's taking the free kick, keeping the pressure on. And it just shows you even the most experienced, i.e. Ryan Giggs.
It was Edu who was poised for the header at the back post. The ball was just diverted at the last moment. Roy Carroll himself has given away a penalty here at Highbury before. It was in the League Cup. And it wasn't Henry who put the ball past him. I don't think he played. It was Sylvain Wiltord.
Well, you see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to open himself up. There's no real contact at all. And down he goes. Although the referee, I think, has been indifferent. The two big decisions that he's been asked to judge on at either end, penalty or not, I think he's got them both spot on.
Fletcher. Gary Neville's cross. Raymond's ball. Kolo Touré loves the odd charge forward. Reyes was just fractionally under hit, but Reyes made something of it. Impeded by Eric Djemba-Djemba. A decision that he is not at all happy about.
I think it's a free kick, simple as that.
I think he's been more harshly done by him one or two of the earlier ones, but Henry, how did he control that?
It's called ability.
Exceptional ability. Clichy. Arsenal's throw. Perez. Short numbers in the middle. That's sometimes the case for Arsenal. Edu. Free kick against Van Nistelrooy. Is it?
Throw in.
Clichy. Giggs. There is Van Nistelrooy. Still going. Had to try and whip it in under pressure. And with the left foot coming from the right, it was always likely to bend away from Scholes or Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Well, it's not been a game where goalkeepers have been overworked. One exceptional save from Lehmann, a couple of stops from Roy Carroll. But it's been a compelling contest. Of that, there's no doubt.
Edu. Reyes. Oh, late challenge. Edu felt it. Fletcher. Here's Scholes. And they're patrolling the beat on the left-hand side with Giggs up top at the moment. Scholes. Oh, great work by O'Shea. It was a trick worthy of a more attack-minded player.
Well, if there's anything that Manchester United have lacked, it's maybe that they haven't quite got enough support quick enough up top when they've needed it, when they've had the ball. A little isolated Van Nistelrooy, whether it's been Giggs or Scholes, a little isolated at times.
Arsenal do challenge their opposition all sorts of ways, ability, attitude, but also athletically as well, and that's what Manchester United are trying to match. Giggs, Scholes. Roy Keane.
What a hit. Well, he's not the intended target, was he, of this Scholes shot?
Well, all we've lacked really in the first 45 minutes has been a goal. The two great rivals have set out their stalls head-to-head. For the most part, it's been a fine football contest. Roy Keane so close to a goal with the last kick of the half. Just one potential flashpoint when Vieira and Ruud van Nistelrooy renewed their own particular rivalry. And at half-time, it's 0-0. Arsenal have won their last 9 league games since drawing at Everton on January the 7th. Just another measure of their power this season. 73 points, their current total, 5 points better than any other club has managed in the Premiership from 29 games. The previous best was Manchester United, and that was 10 years ago. This isn't about the past, or indeed the future of the rest of the season. It's about the next 45 minutes between two clubs that set their sights on each other and often bring the best out of each other, just occasionally the worst out of each other. Perez. Henry. O'Shea. kept it that way, Andy. Manchester United, Scholes on the left.
I think obviously Sir Alex feels that Ryan Giggs' extra little burst of pace, if they're not going to have as much possession as he would like, might just be invaluable if they break quickly.
And certainly that run that he made towards the end of the first half that set up the chance for Scholes suggests that he's still capable of leaving Arsenal defenders in his way, because of course he did famously at Villa Park, and that goal will be recalled, I'm sure, next weekend. Who knows, maybe Dennis Bergkamp will get the chance to take a penalty in an FA Cup semi-final, but he won't volunteer, I'm sure. Here's Pires. Some very good defending there by O'Shea, because Patrick Vieira was trying to locate the ball in. Just a little conversation between Server and the captain.
Yeah, it's a wrong
O'Shea
angle.
bossed it.
I'm surprised that Perez played it straight in from there. It wasn't a very good angle. Thought they might have opened it up, taken it short, worked it to a better angle to deliver.
Scholes. Keane came the better of Ljungberg. Now can Manchester United make something from this with Van Nistelrooy? Ball well and truly played by Kolo Touré.
Well, that's what's happened. That's been what the game's been all about. Ball played into Ljungberg. He thinks he's got time, takes a touch, tries to turn. He's not getting that time. No one is. In that area of the pitch, everything's got to be done very quickly.
Manchester United voice is being raised. Now maybe Manchester United's head's being raised, but Lehmann with the arms raised. Pires. Henry against Silvestre. He might know better than some how to buy United a bit of time here. Henry crosses, and despite that headed goal from Pires at Stamford Bridge in the week, he wasn't looking for more then.
You wouldn't earmark him as a potential danger from that, would you, really? And it was a fabulous header, I said that at the time. But maybe that's just one you lock away and keep. Might be one of few.
Clichy. It's Pires, the deftness with the touch. Edu. To Lauren. Vieira. No one really attacking it for Arsenal. Gary Neville defending very capably. He'll be pleased to be back. Of course, he is available for European games, but unfortunately Manchester United ran out of them. Silvestre. Van Nistelrooy. She couldn't stop the cross, but Lehmann claimed it.
Don't think that's the worst ball. At times you don't see too many people go across the front of a goalkeeper. And a cross like this, somebody commits and just gambles and gets near post. You might just be sliding one in for nothing.
That's a point you made yesterday, Andy. I think it was about forwards being very good crossers of the ball, because they know the sort of areas the ball should be delivered into. Someone else had put that one in. Van Nistelrooy would have been trying to get across towards the near post, I'm sure. It's another extraordinary goal from Thierry Henry, who's been a scourge of Manchester United and of many other clubs. Swerved, confused goalkeeper. 1-0 Arsenal.
Well, we talk about the craft and the ability and what people might work, but I have to say this is just about sheer power. You watch this ball and watch what the goalkeeper's got. Look at that ball move. Such ferocity in it. He thinks it's going to his right. It's suddenly moved to his left, and it's past him before he can do anything about it. Stunning strike from a Frenchman in top form.
Special moment in a very special match, and Arsenal will hope a unique season. Well, what can Manchester United make of being 1-0 down here? Memory serves me right, the last time they won here, Roy Keane got 2 goals, they came from behind. Keane attacking the end where he did get those 2 goals, the clock end at Highbury. Scholes, and it's Jemba now. He could hit one, but chose not to.
And maybe there lies the difference.
But it was outrageous. Yeah. From Henry.
Well, it's what they talk about. Goalkeepers always complaining about the way the modern football moves about, and there was a classic example of what they mean.
Fletcher. Jemba could have turned himself, but Fletcher was available. And Arsenal could have got the ball through Ljungberg. Edu gave it away. And Keane just reflects on a misplaced pass. We can all reflect on this astonishing moment at Highbury.
Well, all it is a couple of headers won. And when it comes back to him, people are probably thinking, OK, no real pressure needed. In all honesty, Mark, they couldn't get pressure on him, because when this ball comes to him, it's one touch and hit. So there's no chance for any United defender to get out and put him under pressure. Surprise elements there, the pace, the power, and the movement in the ball are all there.
And Manchester United's last 4 visits to Highbury, including today, Thierry Henry has scored no fewer than 6 times. From Graham Poll as to perhaps why he hasn't taken any further action on Vieira.
Well, he just said that he sees action there. He thought he was a little scissored him there and just took him down. But I think one more, Patrick Vieira might find himself in the book.
I would bet there would be one more, the way he's pursuing possession. Here's Giggs, though. He's away from Campbell at pace.
Close. Oh, that's got to be a question. Oh, Martin. Oh. I think
it looked a certain penalty to me.
I think Giggs is ahead of the defender. Oh.
We look at it in real time now. It's in slow motion, but
it's a penalty. He's fallen and he's come into the back of Ryan Giggs. Now, it doesn't matter, you know, as he falls there, as he catches him, but he catches Giggs. There isn't a doubt about that. That's a penalty, and he's got that one wrong big time. Hey, you see that? He's losing his footing. Sorry, that's a penalty. There's no excuses, the referee. He's quite simply got it wrong. But Sol Campbell will feel after what happened last year in this fixture that maybe it's evened itself out.
If he was unlucky then, the red card, the Solskjaer episode, the suspension, of course, that was very costly for him personally and for the club. It was very close to the edge of the area. But it was Campbell caught out by Giggs. Giggs caught by Campbell. And we're denied the chance to see Ruud van Nistelrooy step up for a penalty against Arsenal. For the moment, anyway. Pires.
Well, it's been a fabulous response from Manchester United since going behind. This has been the best spell in the match.
Fletcher. Vieira trying to get Reyes away. Sylvester's read it. Just. But it is a corner.
Well, when you get Sylvester's pace, what I don't understand is why he's not sprinting at that and dealing with it. It was as if he was a casualness about the way he goes. He sees the danger. Now go and clean it up. But he's trotting. Nearly gave himself a big problem.
Well, there have been a lot of individual errors at the back, and confidence is, well, it can be a fragile commodity. Manchester United are a goal down. And that's Edu. Couldn't keep the header down.
Well, you can see it time and time again. nothing will change my mind that Sol Campbell and Arsenal have got very lucky. Campbell goes there because he catches Giggs, but it's after that he catches Giggs again when he's fallen. And there's no way Giggs is going down there when he's past the defender. He's in. Lucky boy, Sol.
One of the clues to it, if you need any extra clues, was Sol Campbell's own reaction. It was sort of beseeching towards the referee for a sympathetic verdict, and he got one. Theo Clichy is an outstanding prospect. Arsene Wenger yet again has gone to France and found a top talent. Silvestre, chased by Reyes.
That's what this you talked about pre-game. We talked about Arsenal how at times they get the lead in a game, and yet second half somehow, whatever happens to them, whether it's obviously a mental thing, suddenly now they've dropped off the pace of the game a little bit, and they're inviting Manchester United back in. Now whether that suits them because of the pace they've got, Reyes and Perez and Henry, and they'll break quickly and maybe get a second, and that's game over. But they are inviting Manchester United back into it.
It's significantly, it's come later in the season when the stakes are getting higher, the games are getting bigger. But they were rattled by Bolton last home game, and of course Jonathan Johansson in the stoppage time, was it? Hit the post, it would have been 2-2.
What you must remember though, and is in Arsenal's favour hugely here, is they don't have to win this football match. You know, much like Manchester United arrived here last year and the draw was very acceptable for Alex Ferguson. A draw would be a fabulous result for Arsenal.
You really think so, even with Chelsea in the...
A draw here?
Yes, you don't think it lets Chelsea back in with a sniff of it?
It keeps Chelsea where they are, 7 points behind if we draw. I think when you look at Chelsea's away fixtures, I think it's too much to ask.
Yes, they have to go to Manchester United, Chelsea. But of course they invariably have done well at Old Trafford. But here's Djemba and Fletcher. It's an instinctive effort from Keane, who got in front of Campbell, knew what the angles were.
Didn't have enough power on it because he quite simply he's just directing it towards goal. Well, goals required, so Zaha called for.
It's on for Eric Djemba.
That'll be Scholes central, I guess, with Keane and Giggs will drop back left side. Zaha will go up top.
Well, he said half an hour. He's actually asking for just a little bit more than that. Zaha's record in the Premiership for Manchester United: 4 games, 4 goals. Edu. Louis Zaha, just to remind you, does know what it takes to draw a game here at Highbury this season. He did it with Fulham. Silvestre. Buccaneering spirit of Kolo Touré again.
I'll tell you what, Ben, I don't care how quick you are, Louis Zaha. Coming into a game like this as a sub. Go on, son, pick up the pace. Thanks, boss.
Here it is at sprinting tempo again from Clichy and from Perez, who's past Fletcher, and he's past Gary Neville. He needs some speed to keep it in. Clichy. Well, Keane's lost it, and it's Reyes. It's a corner. Well, he demands the highest of standards. We all know that, Roy Keane, of his teammates, but also of himself. Half an hour to go. Sol Campbell not in a few against Manchester United in his time at Tottenham. Oh, Carroll, and it was Campbell. Saw the ball loose for a moment. Had to go for it.
I think that's fair. Doesn't catch it cleanly. He's just there for a second, just catches him on the shoulder.
Would have rubbed salt in the wounds if he'd have made it 2-0 after the penalty incident. Giggs. Not easily anyway. Scholes went in more in a tackle than anything else, and it's thrown away off the Manchester United man. Playcam now, following Jose Antonio Reyes. Just a little moment while the ball's being retrieved for everyone to draw breath. The fans have found their voices again. The players are ready to go again as this drops. Vieira and Keane. Great battles between those two down the years. Brown, that's only gone high in the air where Henry tries to locate it. Edu. Vieira just taken a little bit by surprise. Toure. Ready this time. And Keane was ready as well. He has a go in the air, Reyes. He's got no sort of height to make those challenges. Brown beat him easily.
He has a go everywhere. He doesn't shirk anything, does he?
Lourdes Clichy. Henry. Clichy stayed with him. Gary Neville slid into the challenge and kept the arm away from it just about. Keane. Scholes able to turn. To switch to John O'Shea. Just for a fraction of a second, Manchester United lost the momentum of the move, and that was enough for Arsenal. Vieira. Lauren. Pires, there's promise for Arsenal here. There's Ljungberg at pace. It's just too high for Pires, it's just too far for Reyes. That's the problem Manchester United have now.
Well, you have to accept that. You know, if you're one down, you need to get back in. You've got to accept that every now and again this team are going to put a move like this together. I mean, Pires looks offside. For all the world here, looks ahead of the ball as it's played in, but the flag stays down. It would have been interesting if he'd have noted that in for the second game in a row. Just settled a bit, Arsenal, that is now a little.
Lennon did well. Just stood up when the goalkeeper was hoping the ball would run through so he could use his hands.
Lost possession since the goal. Have settled down a bit, Arsenal, got control of the ball again. And that's exactly what Arsene Wenger would have wanted.
Van Nistelrooy offside. It's amazing, Andy. One factor I thought we might be talking about today, the cuteness of Van Nistelrooy and Henry, two of the best anywhere trying to make these runs.
It's debatable whether he is there. It's a close one.
Trying to get inside Gary Neville. The ball was going to beat both of them. Neville's throw. Saha. And Nistelrooy. No room to manoeuvre at all by Campbell. Fletcher. Manchester United already beaten 6 times in the Premiership this season. Arsenal, just to remind you, undefeated. We have the history in the making. Still 25 minutes to go. And they don't make them any more competitive than Manchester United. Silvestre. Giggs with help from O'Shea. And Ryan Giggs has got him behind here. Well, he went for power, again hoping maybe that someone will be flashing across towards the near post in the Manchester United shirt.
I have to credit Arsenal though here. Look at the amount of red shirts. Tell me how many options are clear-cut and open there. Fletcher back post, maybe the only one, because he doesn't have a lot to aim at. He has a quick look once, twice. But nothing really to aim at for Ryan Giggs.
Of course, it was Ryan Giggs who got the equaliser here in April. That was in its own way as golden a goal for Manchester United as his superb FA Cup semi-final decider against Arsenal. The only 2 goals, incidentally, he has scored against the Gunners. And this is his 28th match against Arsenal, Ryan Giggs. He's been around that long. Just a quick moment to update you with what's coming up internationally on Sky over the next few days, in fact all on Wednesday. Sweden against England, Sky Sports 1. Republic of Ireland against Czech Republic, Sky Sports 2. Scotland, Romania, Sky Sports 3. Raymond's okay. Scholes. Saha. Maybe a chance to go it alone. That's what he was trying to do. Didn't take a touch, although
a little rushed. And he had good options with Giggs. I mean, Giggs was facing him. He was going across field. Slide the ball, keep it moving, get in the box, but it's an ambitious attempt.
Vieira. Reyes. Silvestre kept pace with him. Fletcher came from the other side. Reyes slow to pick himself up. Bergkamp doing a bit of a limbering up on that far side. They've just gone past it. Oh, God, Solskjaer is clearly getting ready to come off. A little bit surprised, Andy, that he wasn't in the starting lineup
today. Yes, it was. I mean, I know he's short of games, and Sir Alex knows these players better than anyone. Made the decision, but I thought he might take a good hour from Solskjaer if he could.
Well, it looked a pretty good bench for Sir Alex Ferguson today. You've got Phil Neville. Gaps had to be filled elsewhere. Saha and Solskjaer. And a goal is needed. Here's Fletcher. Arsenal funneling back, but Fletcher maybe had just too long on the ball.
Well, if they were thinking about Solskjaer, that'll decide it. I think Fletcher will be coming off.
4 against 4 here. Pires. Reyes. Corner. No great Arsenal shouts for a penalty. Reyes has a look over his shoulder.
No real complaint about anything else from anyone. Suddenly breaks for them there. Goalkeeper does go to ground. The referee decides he's got a touch in that. That's the only thing that can decide that. In actual fact, it doesn't. I'll have to say that was certainly worth the question.
Correct. Comes out off the foot of Keane. Reyes. Oh, it's his range. Solskjaer's ready. Not sure the 4th official is just yet. Vieira. Manchester United can take some comfort that Arsenal haven't regularly got within range, and they scored a goal which was out of range really for most players.
Well, both teams have defended well.
Well, the Arsenal supporters recognising Solskjaer and perhaps the part that he played in that incident with Sol Campbell. When Manchester United were last here, he hasn't played that much since then. No. It's not the warmest of welcomes. Henry, Pires, Clichy, Edu, super football from Arsenal. Actually could have kept it going to the right-hand side. Lauren was offering himself from right back. Vieira. I think Arsene Wenger's squad quite has the same depth as Manchester United. Ray Powell is injured at the moment. Sylvain Wiltord has not played for some considerable time. O'Shea. Free kick to Manchester United.
You know, there hasn't been a lot in this game. We're separated by a wonder strike from Henry, both teams. But they have looked certainly the more dangerous Arsenal I've felt in the last third. If you looked at both sides, more of a threat from Arsenal when they get in there than it has been from Manchester United.
They are two different types. The scholar, if you like, and the shop steward, you might call Sir Alec, from his union background up in Glasgow. But they do share one thing, a real drive to win football matches. Their passion is equal, they show it in different ways. Saha, clipped by Clichy. Yellow card.
It's probably just unlucky. So 4 or 5 of those that have gone unpunished.
O'Shea. Diggs. It's amazing the talents at these two clubs. Just one goal that they managed in the Premiership between them. And what have we got? 16 minutes or so of their meetings this season as far as the league is concerned to go.
Defenders, I see a lot of that's to do with us defending well, making life difficult.
Probably defenders would say shoot to Henry when he had the ball in that position to produce the only goal. Solskjaer working with Neville. He's had the last touch here. Neville.
In previous minutes it was all Arsenal with regards to possession. Manchester United have turned that round somewhat, but haven't really made use of that possession to create chances in the way they would have liked. But it does only take one chance to create, one player to take it. Arsenal's big player has come good for them today. Alex Ferguson needs one of his to do the same.
Neville to Brown. Arsenal thinking about a change. They've got Gilberto. Half prepared to come on. footwork was good, but a bit carried away when it came to the outside of the right foot for the pass. Scholes. Key. Zaha. He's done well, and so too is Scholes. Giggs. Ljungberg presses the ball, as they say. Scholes tries again. It's knackered, finding some room. This time goes for the early ball. And he finds the head of Campbell.
See the big gap there? I know it's late in the game, people are tired of both sets of players have put so much into it, but when that ball's cleared, it's dropping into a huge, big area. No United shot in there.
He was shorter options then.
Might it be Reyes? Yeah, I thought it might. Then Freddie Ljungberg, I guess, will float in that half and half role. Roberto will go right.
Well, it's part of his education playing in a match of this magnitude, Jose Antonio Reyes, and he hasn't looked out of place.
No.
Scholes. Now Keane. Solskjaer just loitering with intent there. He's now the subject of the player count. You can keep a particular eye on him, as I think Arsenal might need to do. Our interactive facilities. Neville breaks for Solskjaer. He's back in the Beckham role where he started the season after David's departure. Silvestre. Crowd just getting a little anxious as well. That help Arsenal. Clichy on the slide. A bit of the man and most of the ball. Solskjaer. Certainly available for the diagonal from left to right. Scholes. Keane. Here's John O'Shea. Plenty forward for Manchester United here. Clichy is not the biggest defender, but he just made sure it didn't drop. It might have been volleyable for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Keane. Perez just able to keep it in. And it's Freddie Ljungberg. Can he go all the way?
Under pressure.
Don't think he quite believed that he could.
Well, he's just under pressure and they were catching him. Giggs and Silvestre, the two he didn't want chasing him, were the two who were chasing him.
And now it's Zaha looking for something similar. Moment's hesitation by Clichy, but not for long. Redu was on his heels. Scholes wasn't. Free kick to Manchester United. Arsenal just a stride or so away from a second goal that would surely settle it.
I'm just looking at the stats to see when they last conceded 2 league goals, Arsenal. And I think it was September.
Newcastle?
Yeah. So they've got to do something, Manchester United, to win this game.
It's a corner for Manchester United. Yes, it was 3-2. Arsenal did win that game. It was played on a Friday night.
It's a fantastic record defensively, isn't it? Through that many games and not concede more than 1 league goal in any of them.
Manchester United looking for, well, 1 and maybe 2. Perez. Gilberto is out on the right-hand side. It's Patrick Vieira striding through the centre and spotted by Neville. Keane. Giggs. 10 minutes left. 10 terrific minutes, I'm sure.
Offside.
Solskjaer.
Offside. Flag went up right away. Sorry, Martin. I just wonder about Giggs hitting it. You know when he does this and he gets into those positions. He'll look to thread a wonderful little ball when he's just off, just going to head a play.
Well, there are some of our viewers, and here's Pascal Sigon is getting ready to come on. That's another defensive move by Arsene Wenger. Some of our viewers have grown up on matches between Manchester United and Arsenal as being the title deciders. I think they're going to have to get used to the Chelsea factor now. It isn't always going to be the case. That's why I said to you earlier, you know, whatever the relationship points-wise between the two teams here, at the end of it, where does that place Chelsea?
Second.
Freddie Ljungberg. Straight answer to a straight question. Off. Pascal Sigon on.
Well, what we have, we keep. That's what that substitution tells us.
Also, it might be inviting Manchester United onto their game, and it's Giggs. And, first Lehmann, then Toure. And Arsenal were looking a bit vulnerable there.
So the keeper did well in the end, because I thought Giggs was just going to flick it across the face of goal, but he got enough on it.
Short corner. And it flew at Wes Brown, who's never got a goal in the Premiership. And that would have been a mighty good time for Manchester United to see him get one for the first time.
Impossible, I think, because it's a deflection. And it's got pace and height on it, and just impossible for the lad to get up and get over it and get it down. Just went to sleep a little, Arsenal again at that corner, allowed the 2v1 situation to develop.
O'Shea. This is Giggs. And it's Toure. And it's more Manchester United pressure. On a day of several penalty claims, of which Ryan Giggs had the strongest one. Scholes. He gets in the penalty area and he's got the ball into the side netting, and that's not enough.
Well, it's that man. No surprise in that, whose goal separates the teams. And in a game with so many great players, look at the build-up, just bobbling about, nothing much is happening. And then all of a sudden he thinks, why not? Why not, indeed.
Remember the one he flashed past Fabian Barthez back in the year 2000, that won the game 1-0 here.
It's looking more and more likely that's going to win the game.
Sorry, Andy, that angle was a great angle, because people will say about Roy Carroll, but see the height of the ball as we looked at it side on there, and then it dipped downwards. I know it went sort of straight and central into the net, but
it was moving all over the place.
Edu. Clichy keeping Manchester United in their own half. Hasn't been easy over the last 10 minutes or so. Perez gives away to Dennis Bergkamp. Bit of a protection maybe with the... I can't believe they're thinking about the FA Cup semi-final in a match as intense as this, but he's often sacrificed late on when Arsenal think that they've got a match-winning situation. Here's Van Nistelrooy. It's a lovely touch for Scholes. Solskjaer waiting on the right. Oh, it's Van Nistelrooy, and it's Louis Saha. It is 1-1. Sir Alex Ferguson said, if we need him, we'll send him on. They did, and he's done the business.
I just wonder, Martin, Pascal Seagull sent on. Why is he on the halfway line challenging? Why on earth is he up that high up the pitch when they're protecting a 1-0 lead? Look at him, he can't get back in. The shot at the back. Van Nistelrooy should score and doesn't, but Zaha full marks to him for getting himself in behind and maybe just assuming he might miss it. Miss it, he does. Zaha doesn't.
Bergkamp. Well, it has worked for Arsene Wenger in the past, putting on the defensive-minded players just to try and hold the lead, but it hasn't worked for him today. And here come Manchester United again. They really have a chance in a match that, well, certainly since going behind, they haven't looked like winning. Giggs. Edu. Vieira. Henry.
Well, I might have been a bit harsh on Seagull looking at the way he's playing. He must have been sent on to play the left side.
Edu, certainly left side of Edu. Henry. Well played Wes Brown, because he made the shot difficult. The goalkeeper was flying across in any case. It is a corner. Gilberto. Don't you feel, Andy, that Arsenal to some extent surrendered the initiative?
Well, I do feel they do that, and at times you can understand why. At times that he believes that his team will see it out, but when this happens, you know, it just gives strength to the argument that says no, he should keep his team on if at all possible who are winning the game. But that's easy for us to say.
It's a free kick against Campbell on Van Nistelrooy. Also shows Alex Ferguson's had some criticism of his signings, but Louis Zaha prized away from Fulham in the transfer window. 5 goals in his first 5 league games for Manchester United.
I don't know how important this minute and a quarter, 3 quarters might be for Arsenal. I mean,
Giggs. Gilberto. Into the back of Henry, says he got the ball.
Well, he just might have been able to tug at the shot before it arrived.
Vieira.
Went looking for it, didn't he, Patrick?
He did. Rather in the way he went looking for the foul that got Marcel Desailly the second yellow card at Stamford Bridge. And here come Manchester United with pace and conviction. Gilberto. Henry's gone offside. Can't chase it. How much added time?
3. I'll tell you now, it's going to be 3. Saw it flash up from Alan Wiley. I think it's a 4th official.
Neville. The undefeated record is under threat here, because it's Van Nistelrooy.
Oh, he had it. He had it. He had it. Brilliant play. Lovely turn round the corner. Brilliant cross from Giggs. It's there. It's there for him. And he knows it.
Bergkamp. Seagull. Edu. Flag has stayed down. Oh, Bergkamp went for the shot. Henry goes for the pass. It's Lauren. It's Henry.
Oh, he's missed it. Is he annoyed with Lauren for not rolling it back to him? Is that his annoyance?
Well, it must be.
I think he is. I mean, the chance was a hard one because it flew back at him. But does he want this back? The answer, yes, he does. To tap it in. Oh, both sides. In 30 seconds, he wants it there. Look, that's where he wants it. And having missed that, he lets them know. Oh, well, we haven't been disappointed yet again by this game between these two sides.
O'Shea. been saying all day, Andy, that a draw's enough for Arsenal, and they're homing in on it. Bergkamp. And the Zaha scampering after it. Toure. Giggs hasn't given it up. Toure's in there again. And Vieira. Just for the last couple of minutes, he's rather gone to pieces, Patrick Vieira. Neville. 90 seconds left. Was a touch on here for Zaha to Giggs. Zaha. Arsenal still can't get it away. Eventually Clichy does. Oh, it's over Silvestre. Managed to get back.
Well, this is unbelievable.
Clichy. Edu. Bergkamp. In comes Giggs.
No, referee.
And Solskjaer reacted. Well, Ryan Giggs slid in and won the ball.
Well, you and I saw the same thing then. The referee's been very indifferent today. But the match hasn't, thank goodness. The players haven't disappointed. Fabulous occasion. Titanic struggle.
Right to the final whistle.
And all these two have reaffirmed for me is that they are the best two sides in the country. Still.
Kolo Toure. Gilberto. Ori. Can get a cross in. Ori Keane. Concentration right to the end. And that is the end. Well, Arsene Wenger can, by one criterion, say that his Arsenal team are the greatest of all time. It's a 30-game unbeaten start to a league season. It would have been celebrated with a win that you could see Thierry Henry wanted so badly, but Louis Saha spoilt that with a late goal for Manchester United. In truth, the draw doesn't really help United. It might offer some encouragement to Chelsea in that Arsenal's run of league wins has come to an end. But they still have plenty of cause for celebration here. And a wonderful goal from Ori, which he thought was going to determine the outcome. Manchester United fans are reminding the history of the Premiership to those Arsenal fans who are crowing a little bit. Ryan Giggs has got a bit to complain about, certainly a penalty incident involving Sol Campbell. And had that been given, well, who knows what the final score would have been. What we do know, it is 1-1.